What's up, gang? Kawaii50 here with another fake Grand Order video, and it seems like a lot of you did like that great 5 upcoming free craft essence video. So much so that I had people asking in the comments if I could do ones for Gacha CEs and ones for free servants as well. So, okay, it's what you want, you seem to like it, so it's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. And we're gonna start with 5 Gacha CEs. These are craft essences that you have to summon for. That can actually be a great asset for your team. I know more often than not, the average FGO player is upset when a craft essence shows up in their multi-summon pool, but it is not always that bad. So, here's 5 for you, and if this video helps you out, or God forbid, gets you hyped for a craft essence, be sure to go ahead, like, and subscribe. And we're going to kick off this list with a Gacha craft essence from a rerun. That's right, this isn't necessarily new this year, but it is going to be your last chance to get this. So you might want to consider summoning on the upcoming Oneland rerun banner, so you can get Welcome to Oneland. This does have a starting buster and arts performance of 10%, but it also gives you a starting 40 to 50% NP gauge when you enter the battle with it. 50% MP gauge can be insane, you've got to limit break this CE to get to it, but still, a starting buster in arts, that's pretty decent for any buster characters you might have, and arts is going to be nice for, well, when Castoria ends up dominating the meta in NA's future. But speaking of arts, there is actually a pretty good 4-star art CE coming out in the upcoming Saber Wars 2 gacha. And honestly, I don't see a lot of people talking about this, but it provides an effect that a lot of people really are actually going to want. This is called Planet Rock. This CE increases arts performance by 8 to 10%, but more importantly, it overcharges a servant's Noble Phantasm by 1 stage the first time it is used in battle. You'll constantly see Devilish Bodhisattva on my servant recommendations list, as well as on recommendations of other content creators as a very powerful craft essence. To have Devilish Bodhisattva in a reduced capacity is a nice little bonus. So if you're lacking that 5-star CE, going for this 4-star one might be a good thing to hold you over. My next recommendation takes us to the upcoming Christmas on NA. There's gotta be some kind of good CE for Christmas, right? Well, there actually is this time. Maidens Luncheon Party grants NP gain as well as increased NP damage. This can be an absolutely fantastic craft essence on quick or arts type servants, especially ones that happen to have the arts cards, but because of their low hit count, their NP gain ends up not being all that great. For example, on Abigail, she's got quite a few arts cards, but, well, NP gain isn't that great. I use Cute Orange Jet on her a lot in order to sort of supplant that. Having that NP gain plus some NP damage can really go far in watching Abby shine, and the same can be said for a bunch of other servants in the game. So you know how I mentioned Devilish Bodhisattva? What if I told you there was a craft essence that was somehow more powerful at the cost of a little bit of utility? You might call me insane, however, this becomes a reality on the release of the next Lost Belt on NA. On the release of the next Lost Belt, we will be getting a craft essence featuring my boy Amakusa Shiro, a ruler who I wholeheartedly enjoy. His CE, the one that desires salvation, increases the NP stage overcharge by 2, and this happens 3 times. That's right, you get 3 Noble Phantasms with an increased overcharge. If you happen to go ham and max limit break this craft essence, the number of times that effect happens increases. So you get 4 instances of a Noble Phantasm going up by 2 levels of overcharge. This can be absolutely insane, especially on servants where their NP damage boost, or whatever card effectiveness boost is tied to their Noble Phantasm, ends up being very, very important for increasing damage. Getting those increased stages and timing that Noble Phantasm right, well, you could end up getting an overcharge level of 5 Noble Phantasm, dealing some crazy amounts of damage. This one can actually be very helpful in challenge quests, if you know what you're doing. And my final recommendation, because 5 is a good number and I don't want to go too far into the future, ends up coming from our upcoming New Year's. On the New Year event, we will be getting a craft essence called Knowing the Way Broadly, of course featuring the much beloved in the community Musashi. This craft essence grants you an NP gain boost and an NP damage boost like my previously mentioned Maidens Luncheon party, but more importantly, it gives the equipped servant a permanent ignore invincibility. This permanent ignore invincibility is an amazing buff. I would say ignore invincibility is one of the most powerful buffs you can get in the game. It's simply stellar. Remember, ignore invincibility also breaks through evasion. So if you've got a servant that you're fighting, maybe you're stuck on a difficult boss, you know they've got evades and invincibles in their pocket, you can go ahead, chuck this craft essence on pretty much any servant because it's just NP gain and NP damage. You don't gotta worry about any kind of card effectiveness, and you can just ignore that mechanic entirely. And anything that gives you an opportunity to completely ignore mechanics is objectively good in absolutely any game you could possibly play. Same also applies to this craft essence. And it's got full attack to boot. Who doesn't love that? Anyways, those are 5 gacha craft essences that you shouldn't be upset if you get spooked by. They can be almost as valuable as an SSR servant themselves. But, of course, I always want to know, what upcoming gacha-specific craft essences are you excited for? Why don't you go ahead and let us all know down in the comments section below. If you want to talk more about gacha craft essences, or, heaven forbid, servants, my Discord server is, of course, always open. I want to give a huge thanks to you subscribers on YouTube, the subscribers and followers on Twitch, as well as all of you who have pledged to my Patreon. All of your continued support ensures that I really do, not just for good business, but because I am truly grateful to you. It makes me want to release these videos that you want to see. I feel like I owe you things like this, so I hope you really enjoy this. Anyways, this is Kawaii50. I hope you all have a phenomenal day, and I'll see you all in the next video.